What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Movie Mondays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit-chat about everything to do with film. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Meehan. Shaun, how's it going?
I'm going well, Connor. Apologies to all the listeners. There's a bird going absolutely mental outside the window because it's the first proper hot day we've had in a long time. So bird is just loving life. I think he's nested in the rafters.
In Ireland, if there's a hot day, the birds just go around in circles flying into each other because they're so confused. They cannot figure out what's happened.
They just don't know what's going on. All their internal compasses point towards the sun. We're not quite sure how to fix it.
Where's the rain, they say?
I'm thirsty. No, but how are you, Connor? I never ask.
You know what? That's true. You do never.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm absolutely fine, Shaun. I'm back. We're back for another week of movie news. Now, what I want to say just at the top of the show, if you like what you hear here, could you give us a like and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on? All the links are down below for the social, whatever. I'm not going to plug any of that stuff. But yeah, just give us a like and review. It'll really help us out. But Shaun, we got to start this week with a follow-up to last week's last story, because it made sense, I think.
Was this the National Treasure news? I hope it was National Treasure news.
It's not the National Treasure news, because we finished last week with Thor Love and Thunder's newest trailer. Mm-hmm. And so during the week, it got confirmed. We were kind of thrown around of what the story is with the Mighty Thor, with Natalie Portman in it. Is it going to be comic book accurate? Is it not? And what I can confirm is that Love and Thunder merch has confirmed that the cancer storyline for the Mighty Thor will in fact be the way they are going with this.
Yo, that's heavy, but cool. Yeah. I'm glad they're doing that.
So can you explain what happens in the comic books? How does Natalie Portman become the Mighty Thor?
So Natalie Portman's character just comes down with cancer. I don't know if there's a reason, but there's not always a reason.
Jane Foster, not Natalie Portman.
No. Sorry, yeah. Natalie Portman, Jane Foster. She contracts cancer. Thor's hammer is on the moon at that point. Before she dies, she takes a trip to the moon and just grabs the hammer. And in that moment, she is deemed worthy, and she is now strong and full of life and not, riddled with chemo as she had been earlier. And so she decides to... Thor at the minute... So Thor dropped the hammer on the moon when he was fighting Nick Fury. And... No, hear me out.
They're definitely not doing this.
No, they're not. Because the orb is in this story, Connor. And they're definitely not doing the orb.
No. If anyone doesn't know, the orb is just an eyeball.
But he's basically a god now because he has another eyeball in his chest.
He's got two eyeballs. He's more overpowerful.
So Nick Fury was revealed to be this big mastermind who fucked everyone over. So Thor was fighting him on the moon. Yeah. And Nick Fury, human Nick Fury, whispered into Thor's ear, Gore was right. And as soon as Thor hears that, because Gore's whole thing is that gods are worthless, they don't help anyone, they shouldn't exist. So when Thor
his full name is Gore the God Butcher.
Gore the God Butcher.
Could you just remind me who's the villain in Thor Love and Thunder, being played by Christian Bale?
That'd be Gore the God Butcher.
Interesting. That connects to this, yeah.
Very interesting, very interesting. So Thor heard this. He heard this confirmed in his own head. It was with something that he had feared for ages, and as soon as he heard it, he thought, oh man, that must mean I'm not worthy. Second he thinks that, hammer drops. He loses the powers of Thor. So he's now travelling the world as unworthy Thor, wielding a big old axe. And so the hammer's just left on the moon. Jane Foster goes up, grabs it, and she says, there must always be a Thor. And she takes up the mantle of the mighty Thor, as opposed to the unworthy. Thor starts going by Odin's son at that point.
Okay.
So that's...
What I can confirm, it could go along those lines, but that would be absolutely batshit insane, just due to the fact that the trailer in this kind of shows that he's surprised to see her as well. But I suppose you could do that. After Gore confronts him the first time.
It could be or maybe he just because Stormbringer, the axe.
Stormbreaker.
Yeah, I want to say Breaker.
We're definitely wrong, but go on.
Stormbreaker, you don't have to be worthy to pick up Stormbreaker is the thing.
Right. And where it's Milnir, that's the one that
that's
you need
the
to be
enchanted
worthy for.
one that you need to be worthy for.
But that's the one that's been broken apart by Hela. In Thor 3. So that was Thor Ragnarok. So what we know about this is that mysteriously the broken pieces of Milnir, the hammer of the Thunder God, transformed her, talking about Jane Foster, into the mighty Thor and gifted her the powers of Thor. So wielding Milnir herself, she has become a godly protector and a new hero was born, says this latest release of the storyline to go along with it. Now she's suffering from cancer. She's an astrophysicist at the time, so she's suffering from cancer. She visited New Asgard and her life was changed forever.
So I maybe Valkyrie then had the pieces of Thor's hammer collected and reforged, and Jane Foster comes to Asgard looking for Thor because she's like, I'm dying, I want to say goodbye.
Yes.
And then she grabs the hammer.
It might be cooler if it's just in pieces and it just flies to her when she puts her arm out.
That could be cool as well. Because I think there is going to be like a monument to Odin in the spot that he died. I saw something about that. So it wouldn't surprise me if all those pieces were gathered together and left somewhere, and she just gets near them and it reforges.
So
also, I think the Infinity Stone that was inside her probably gave her cancer because she's just human.
Can I just say, by the way, if you haven't seen any of these movies, we are talking such fucking shit.
Such nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
Like, the stone that was inside her. Yeah, that's probably gone, but the hammer that she had is probably going to fly back together.
I say stone. It was kind of a liquid at the time.
And it got taken out by a raccoon, but then it got put back in the time span by
Captain America. Had to have been put back in, is the weird thing. Like,
it's the whole thing. You had to re-inject her. We're not going to get into it, but I have one question. So if she is the mighty Thor, and she no longer is suffering from anything, when she gives that up, does she go back...
Yeah.
Right. Thor is left with the idea of like he either takes back his old hammer, but then he's also killing Jane.
That's it. Like, because the way it works in the comics, I believe, is that Jane, it's like old school Thor rules, so it has to be like holding the hammer to be Thor.
Right. So without it, she's not Thor.
Yeah. No, there's a great scene where she comes back into the hospital, puts down the hammer, and like crawls back into bed. After like having a massive fight and like being a fucking god, and then just instantly back to being just someone suffering from cancer.
That's actually really cool. Like that's a really unique idea to get across.
It really is, and like it's something that like Taika Waititi, had I just seen Thor Ragnarok, I wouldn't have been sure if he could pull that off. But I've seen Jojo Rabbit, and that man can do a funny movie with a moment of that like punches you in the gut.
Did you see all the negative reaction to Jojo Rabbit on the social medias?
What kind of negative reaction?
I don't know. I've seen a bit of it, and I didn't really understand where it was coming from.
In terms of content or quality or both?
Because apparently it was glorifying Nazis.
How was it though? Because they lose at the end.
I know they do lose, but I think the idea is that they're saved by a Nazi at the end in a weird way.
Fucking Justin Hammer. What that actor's name? I get that.
This is not even part of news. I just literally seen that. I was like, have you seen that, Shaun?
No, it is. Yeah, no, and it is. Yeah, but that character as well is coded in a very certain way that absolutely doesn't align with Nazi views.
Also, I think Taika came out at the time. He's like, what's more insulting to your man himself than literally being the Joe character in a kid's imagination?
And like that whole thing, the whole film's about a kid who idolizes Hitler and the Nazi youth and all that, and then just like wants to be it, and then realizes, oh no, that's bad and wrong. Like,
yeah.
If I could sum up the message of that film, it's that Nazis are bad.
Scarlett Johansson would agree with her character in that movie, and her face.
Yeah. Oh, look.
The shoes, Sean. The shoes.
And apply that, level of crafting a scene to just, Jane Foster going back into a hospital bed. So and you've got me. Also,
whoever takes back his weapon, I mean, that's
well, he's
not
given
great.
it up. He's given it up. He's Stormbreaker.
Yeah,
Stormbringer. What does that fucking axe's name?
It's Storm. It's the X-Men
Storm from the
Storm.
X-Men.
He's going around swinging Halle Berry around the place with legs.
It's Stormbreaker. Okay.
Stormbreaker. It's Alex Rider, Stormbreaker.
Alex Rider, Stormbreaker. Stormbringer makes more sense for a god of thunder, don't you think?
Gotta admit it does. Stormbreaker implies he doesn't like storms.
Yeah, it implies he puts an end to the storms with Stormbreaker.
I'm stopping this storm. Wait, no.
Oh no, hang on a minute. I'm very excited for that Thor movie, and it seems to be it's something we really haven't seen before. An old character coming back, also a superhero that's not Deadpool who has cancer. That's another big step.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be really, really cool. And I don't know if you know this, Natalie Portman, she's good at acting.
I've seen Star Wars Episode 1 and 2 and 3, in fact.
Oh, 3's her finest hour.
Oh, 3's top tier.
She's never won any Oscars for anything else, hasn't it? It was Star Wars Episode 3 that she won the Oscar.
Star Wars Episode 3, yeah. And then she played a swan, I think. I haven't seen it.
That was in Episode 2, I think. I think that was Episode 2.
No, that was Wild Mountain Time, I'm thinking of, where she was the swan.
This is all hopping all over the place. Shaun, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and I have the best new video game live action movie idea that Hollywood has thought up. And look, you know the greatest idea Hollywood could come up with is take a video game that people like, let's make it a movie.
Because what 3 words do you use to sell that, Connor? Built in audience. Okay?
That is what a studio wants. That's all they give a shit about. Because if they can get 50,000 of us to pay a tenner, that's 500,000. That's a lot
of thousands. Because we recently had The Rock being in a Call of Duty, which sounds like the most boring video game movie.
Yeah.
So,
but is somehow very The Rock.
Very The Rock, but it's also it's basically going to be that Doom movie that he was in.
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
In that it'll be terrible.
What about Assassin's Creed?
We've had that. We've had Michael Fassbender's Assassin's Creed, and that was not good. I watched that. No. Brendan Gleeson shows up in that just out of the blue, by the way.
Do you know how bad a movie has to be for us to insult a Gleeson and a Fassbender? That's poor.
That's a new level of shit, my friend.
Because we'll back those lads to the death.
I want Michael Cera to play Kratos. I don't know.
Oh no. See, what you're forgetting, obviously God of War, very popular, but is there an inbuilt... Is it as inbuilt as you can get? Because Call of Duty's coming out. What's as big as Call of Duty that we can possibly do, Shaun?
Fortnite? Oh, no. Is it Minecraft?
Jason Momoa set to star in live action Minecraft movie.
That's terrible.
I feel like we've entered a weird alternate timeline where that's just a bunch of words in a sentence.
I want you to go back to a Victorian child and tell him that. Why would they do? That's good. I'm baffled. I am so unhappy.
Not only is it a Minecraft movie, right? They cast Jason Momoa. I'm like, right, Jason Momoa, animated Minecraft movie. It'll be good for the kids. You get the kids in, it'll be good. Live action.
Get a load of YouTubers to guest star their voices and shit like that.
Jacksepticeye he'll pop right in. But
PewDiePie.
Jason Momoa set to star in live action Minecraft movie shot. Just when we thought these video game movies maybe did reach the bottom, but maybe they haven't, because here we go.
Time left. So it's just going to... But the mechanics of Minecraft don't translate to live action at all. You can't punch a tree down. I know he's a big guy, but he can't do it. Is he playing Steve from Minecraft?
Yes. I love the idea of Jason Momoa, 6'9" or whatever he is. Steve.
I mean, first of all, Steve is canonically 1.8 meters tall. Okay, that's just a fact.
That's just a fact. Everyone knows that.
How much do you know about Minecraft lore? Okay,
I would say I know absolutely fucking nothing.
Right. Well, I had no friends at 14, so here we go. So. Right. I'm very big into Minecraft. I watch competitive Minecraft once a month. Fuck. It's absolutely gas. You'd hate it.
You can teach us all then.
So, but here's how I want to save this movie. Because there's an old Minecraft legend, okay, of a character called Hjelmroos. And Hjelmroos was a bug in the code. He was an evil character in the game that they couldn't remove. Because they used to update Minecraft like every week. And every week it would have the log of things that they changed. And every week in the log it used to say, removed Hjelmroos. Removed Hjelmroos. And he looked exactly the same as the player character, but he just had white eyes.
Right.
And he would just lurk in the shadows and look at you. So I want this Minecraft live action movie to be a horror film where Jason Momoa fights evil Jason Momoa.
All right.
I've saved it.
I feel like you're writing a different movie, though.
I might be. I
think you might do one of those old Hollywood has a script, and they're just like, "What's popular? Let's put that in the headline, and then it'll be fine. We'll just change the words a little bit, and then we'll go along with it."
So you think there was a script about a man living in the woods, living off the land, kind of a thing, maybe going to slay a dragon in another dimension, and they said, "Hey." Well,
hang on a minute.
Don't the kids like Lego? What's like Lego these days? It's Minecraft.
Oh, 100% they're like, the kids like Lego. What's similar to Lego these days? Video games. Kids love video games. What could we get? How do you even translate Minecraft? Which, to me, now as an uneducated swine in the whole situation, Shaun.
Not at all.
From an outside view, I would say Minecraft is more about creativity. You kind of get left with nothing and you create your own thing.
Exactly.
So a video game is tough to do when the story elements kind of come from each individual player just making it up as they go along. Be like very much do the Sims movie when that would just be real life.
That is true, is that like when you the player, this is the problem with most video game movies, is when you the player have control. How do you turn that into a lockdown 2-hour narrative?
But most of the time you would have some sort of campaign in a video game.
Minecraft is it's a very, there's a lot to do. There's a lot in it.
Yes.
It's very simplistic in terms of its goals. You have to survive for a while, and then you go and kill a big dragon, and then you go back to just playing, but now you can fly. That's basically it.
I suppose that's an idea for a story. I mean, I could see Jason Momoa fighting a dragon.
But yeah, but all, like the best way, like the thing is, because Minecraft speedruns are insane. The best way to kill, because if you click a bed in this other dimension, the bed explodes. So the best way to kill the dragon is you bring 7 beds with you, and you wait till it lands, and you just explode it. So they're probably not going to do that, I grant you.
I wish they did, though. I feel like they should. Well, World of Warcraft worked out so well. So,
but that at least is like a fantasy setting with tropes and things that people. Yeah, Minecraft is literally, it's a sandbox of block game things. Like they're like
Dungeons and Dragons. Inbuilt game. There's an inbuilt idea. People create
there are stories for Dungeons and Dragons.
There is lore. So,
yes.
To me, a Minecraft, like, what are you doing in this live action? Like, what's the plot? Jason Momoa is there.
Yeah.
Is he in Minecraft?
I mean, okay. I think we're going to have to Space Jam 2 this. Where Jason Momoa is playing Minecraft with his kid.
Yes.
And they get sucked in to the world of Minecraft.
Oh, shit.
But he's going to look like a regular man.
He's gigantic.
Yeah, it's going to be fucking Aquaman running around these little blocks. But the fun, like the thing about, like the fun of it is that you build whatever you want, right?
So it's empty. It's empty when you arrive, and then you create.
Do you know that scene in Holes where he builds the house? It's going to be just that for 90 minutes.
Oh man, it's going to be good. I feel like this might be, and look, I'll give you a fiver. Who's the studio that's doing it?
Is it Warner Brothers?
It's Warner Brothers.
Of course it's Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, fucking 6 weeks ago announcing, we want to make good films. And now they do this shit.
That was only for the heroes, though. That was only for the DCEU. They're going to be fucking savage from now on.
Well, they're under their own umbrella now, apparently.
They're going to be great, right? And we have a story about that just coming up. But they're going to be absolutely fantastic. But on the other side, we also have room for a very popular video game to be live action, and we cast Jason Momoa. He already works for us. He does Aquaman. And he does Dune. Let's just get him in this.
Yeah. But why? Like, what? I don't know. I get it's a popular property, right? And money, like, art is dead and things only exist to make money. But why are you doing this? Like, this is not... This is going to be about 10% as actually... paying the €10 to buy the game would be.
This is did Flappy Bird get a movie? I don't think he did. The Emoji movie happened.
The Emoji movie happened, all right. Angry Birds.
Angry Birds. Yes, Angry Birds got a movie. I just feel like, I think this is the most simplistic way this is showing up Hollywood in terms of Minecraft is positive, makes lots of sales.
Yeah, and now I will say, alright, I gave out shit about Minecraft being an open world sandbox where you can do anything you want, and why would you turn that into a movie? Lego Movie, I fucking love.
True, the Lego Movie worked, but are they just going to copy Lego Movie then?
Well, the Lego Movie was they were all Lego, but if it's a live action Minecraft, I think that's where I have the issue with, because that makes so much less sense.
Once again, if it's an animated movie and you get Jason in, I'm
slam dunk.
Let him play the lead. Jason Momoa has a cool voice. I think he'd be great in an animated Minecraft movie for the kids. Bring them to the cinema. Take up a 2-hour span. But once it becomes live action, it becomes into the realm of, but why? But why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this? Is it just so you can get Jason Momoa like splitting logs on film? Because he'll probably do that on his Instagram for free, man.
Would you want to back it into a pool going, who are you, Bruce Wayne? He'll do that. He's done that before.
He'll do that, and that's how he starts his days. I think I'm fine with a Minecraft movie. I don't think it should be live action whatsoever.
I just think this is going to be funny. Let's let it happen. Video game movies are for the win. They're always good. They've never let us down, Shaun.
Can we get Barry Keoghan to play Hero Brian?
Barry's going through a difficult time at the minute, to be honest.
Well, look.
He got arrested there last week.
He got cautioned, okay?
I look at you're his lawyer. We big them up too much.
You know, he was listening to the podcast. They're like the affirmations on repeat. So like Barry's class. There
was comments underneath in the Irish newspapers, and it was like he got cited for public intoxication.
He was drinking in an apartment complex with friends, and he was being loud outside someone's door, and they called the guards.
And so he got booked for that, and then everyone in the Irish comment section, you can imagine, was like, that's not.
Yeah,
he's drunk.
That's my response to reading it. So I was like, fucking, he's great. It's only because it's Barry Keoghan it made news. Like that's the only reason. I did see some people, and they were blaming the people for calling the police. And I was like, that's not the mentality to take.
I was terrified. I was like, has he punched somebody? Has he actually done something really terrible? Because then we have to take back all of our compliments.
We have to revoke a load of shit. I still stand by that I like him and I want him to have a good time.
Barry, just keep it up. You're the patron saint for just now. You're on tin ice though for the minute.
We've staked a lot of our reputation on you, Barry.
And we don't have a lot of reputation to stake. Okay?
No, but at least you're not in a Flash movie or anything like that.
Oh no!
Oh
Did
dear!
You see the bit of? Did someone put the clip of Tom Maguire fighting Flash Thompson in Spider-Man?
Oh, I did see that.
And it's the bit of him going, "I don't want to fight you, Flash," and Joe Manganiello going, "I wouldn't want to fight me either."
This is a show of tangents today.
Well, I just have a very small piece of news that made me laugh quite hard because Top Gun Maverick is coming out, Shaun.
Oh,
and
shit.
I feel like it's important to know. Well, first of all, Top Gun Maverick's coming out.
Yeah, still coming out apparently.
Tom Cruise is in it, and there's a 3-decade gap between, you know, Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. But that didn't stop the lads when they were shooting it. You would think Top Gun Maverick might be an easy shoot, might be an easy enough set, right?
Yeah.
But what happens is they had shot more footage than the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy.
What? What is that? How much do they... what is that? What's that about?
Do you know that they shot 800 hours of footage?
Holy shit. How long was the shoot, though? Like...
I mean...
800 hours.
I seen this story, right, and it made me laugh so hard because of all the movies to have 800 hours of... Why do you need Top Gun Maverick to be number one? Like, why does it need that much?
Please tell me this is shot on digital and not film, though. Because if that's 800 hours of reels of film...
Apparently, they would shoot for 12 to 14 hours a day, and they might only get 30 seconds of good footage in the whole day.
What are they what are they filming? Who's acting in this?
Oh, sorry, boss, had the cap on it for the last 4 hours.
No bother, boy, we'll start again. Don't you worry.
Oh, was I meant to be in focus? Oh, fuck.
Oh, I was trying something. Oh, God.
Are they like trying to shoot the actual jets when they're flying past, but they're like an inch out every time?
They must be. Or like the cameramen are like, oh, we used to film all those like interviews with victims, so everything was out of focus anyway.
So I'm assuming a 2-hour movie. You've got 800 hours of footage.
I think Tom is going to push for 3 hours on this.
The edit job on that, I can only assume, was a nightmare.
Oh, the hard drive space alone would bankrupt most studios.
We've broken the internet, boss.
And this is before they do like VFX and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
like,
this is before they've added in any special effects. This is just the footage.
How many backups do you think they had of the 800 hours? Or was it all on one like hard drive?
Well, I mean,
that they used to just throw around between
They just
takes.
sent it on a OneDrive. They're like, oh yeah, I'll send it to you. And it's still like 4 weeks later and it's still loading.
That's why it's been delayed so many times. They can't download the dailies.
No one is a lover of doing his own stunts. Tom Cruise actually made he went through a boot camp and made all of his co-stars learn to fly and actually fly the planes used in the movies. So maybe that's what caused the delay.
Wasn't there a thing that he had everyone hanging upside down to deal with G-force?
I mean, probably. Like, to shoot for 14 hours and only get 30 seconds of decent footage. That's not even footage you'd use in a movie, which would be okay. It's footage you can use in any sort of way.
That's the thing. Like, it's not impressive. Like, that's not an impressive statement to make. That sounds like a colossal waste of time and money.
I just read that and I thought you should know. Because it's coming out on May 27th. So next month, Shaun, it's coming out. I'm excited.
I'm not. I don't care. I don't give a shit about Top Gun or Tom Cruise. There, I said it.
Why are you saying something so brave?
And yet so true. Also, I'm away from the 30th of May. I don't know if I should have told you that off mic.
Oh my God.
We'll figure that out.
Are you going off again? Where are you going?
I'm going to Barcelona with a few friends.
Oh,
what can I say?
For some, he's going on another holiday, folks. Going on another holiday.
Hollybops.
Do you know what the 31st of May is?
I know, and I'm heartbroken about that, Connor.
Yeah.
And I'll make it up to you as soon as... Look, buddy, I'll make it up to you soon. We'll go out, we'll go get ice cream together, okay?
I don't want any more. I'm going to see Top Gun without you.
You just had a birthday cap with you've got like all your friends in the rows of seats, but there's one empty beside you, and it says reserved for my best pal Shaun.
He's coming, guys. The trailers are ending. Like, he's coming, guys.
You're like looking at the seat and at your watch and at the door, and you don't know what to do.
Late. I'll tell him the first 10 minutes what happens.
No, I'll get you something nice for your birthday and we'll see Top Gun together.
I'll be the guy in the Top Gun screen and just lean it across to like random people. There's 800 hours of footage of this. Isn't that mad?
You've got a little stopwatch and you're counting to 30, being like, oh, that was a good day. That was a good day.
That was a good day. We're moving on to our next piece of news, Shaun, and the movie from John Wick creator Derek Kolstad. He's got his new movie. It's in the works.
John Wick 4?
It's not John Wick 4. It is.
Right.
They're going to be doing another video game movie, Shaun, because it's double the video game movie news this week.
Is it all video game movie news this week? What other video... He's not doing like the fight choreography for the Minecraft movie by any chance,
Streets of Rage movie is
Streets of Rage?
Yes.
Neo Geo classic Streets of Rage.
Oh, you know that arcade classic Streets of Rage.
The poor man's Mortal Kombat, you might call it.
I mean, it's Streets of Rage. It's a feature film based on the side-scrolling beat-em-up video game, which is now being written by Derek Kolstad, who's the creator of John Wick. And he served as the writer for the first 3 films.
I mean, I think if you had announced that, like, you know, a more average director was making the Streets of Rage movie, I'd be like, whatever. But you have a guy who's proven he can direct fight scenes really well, writing a film essentially about street fighting. So I think it might work for me, you know.
And if I doesn't know what Streets of Rage is, might be before your time. I mean, Sega, it was on the Sega Genesis console in 1991, I think it was. And what it is basically like, you start off with a fighter and you move from left to right on the screen, arcade style, and you fight lads. And then once you clear all the lads in one particular, the camera moves slightly more to the right, and then you are allowed to exit that area to the next area.
And occasionally the camera will move slightly more to the right and there'll be a bigger lad for you to fight.
Yeah, and he's the boss. Normally at the end of it. And there's a place here in Ireland that you go up to up in Dublin that's like an arcade bar, and I was playing it, and I was doing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles version of it. They're all the same game. It's just
they're all just different skins over the top.
Yeah.
There's a Spider-Man one in that same bar as well.
They've perfected the game mode of left to right fighting, right? And so I always die immediately. I'm really bad at them. I can't figure it out because I always only get to like the end of level 1. I think I'm too free range in my punches and kicks. I'm getting too many hits.
Going hog wild with it, yeah. Like I got high score in that same bar on the Simpsons arcade game. Very proud of that one. And there's also my favourite arcade game, Metal Slug 3, is also there. But I will say, all of those like side-scrolly fighty games, I'm the worst person to play like co-op with, because I will look at your character and think it's me is the issue, and I'll be like running into a wall somewhere.
That is actually the worst person to play video games with.
Yeah. Imagine me flying a plane or something. We'd all be dead.
Me and you flying the plane and you looking at me. Because I'm doing really well.
Jess, I'm sending us into a nosedive quite quickly, aren't we?
I'm not doing very well. Shaun, I think Streets of Rage might be... you know what? This is a better idea than Minecraft. We'll give it that.
Certainly. Now, if you tell me in the morning that Minecraft is directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller...
Oh, fuck.
I mean... Now I'm back on board. It's still live action, but I'm back on board.
But also, you also have Sonic the Hedgehog recently came out, and I mean, that's a left to right, and that did really, really well. And
that is true.
That has Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 that's come out recently, and they've been quite well received. So...
And Mario's getting a movie. He's a side-to-side kind of a boy.
And Chris Pratt is in that somehow.
Christopher Pratt. He's Italian man, Chris Pratt.
And so, I mean, who do you get in this? We don't know. Who do you start? Is Keanu coming back for Streets of Rage as one of the fighters?
I think he should be like the mob boss at the end that you bring in.
Yes.
And then, I don't know, who do you get in as the fighters? Like, because the easy answer would just be get every wrestler and just throw them in.
I mean, it makes sense.
It does make sense. But, I don't know, I'd like to see someone kind of a bit weird and wiry in there. Just a lunatic of a fighter. Like, because I imagine they're going to have like a little street fight crew and they're trying to get revenge or trying to become the best street fight crew. So you need different archetypes. You need Ludacris in there. That's for sure.
You need Ludacris.
You need Ludacris. That's on lock. That has to be done.
What about Jared Leto? Ludacris,
bring him in.
Jared Leto,
Will Smith.
Will Smith. Also, there was a story this week of like Will Smith spotted outside for the first time. I was like, he has to go outside, lads.
Yeah.
He's going to the shops. Where's he going? How dare he?
Just a lot of close-up photos of the hand.
He hasn't watched this since.
Actually, I want Will Smith and Chris Rock to be in this Streets of Rage movie.
That's
what I want
good.
to happen. Yeah.
That's good. It's a power duo.
It's a power duo right there. And then
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves at the end as the ultimate bad guy.
I think this could be a much better idea than Minecraft. There's also upcoming movies based on games like Borderlands, Metal Gear Solid and Splinter Cell apparently in the works.
Famously 3 games with quite good stories already though.
Splinter Cell is one of my favourites. Love
Splinter Cell's unreal. It's so good.
I mean, Metal Gear Solid, the story writes itself if you were to do a movie.
The director of Metal Gear Solid wanted to make movies, but he couldn't get into Hollywood, so he made games instead. They're
also doing The Last of Us in a movie, but I mean, that game is a movie.
That game is a long movie, yeah. Like, is that not a TV series that they're getting with Pedro Pascal?
Yeah, but I just feel like there's a sweet middle ground of you can't just take a game that's technically all storyline and then just do the same storyline but like with different actors, because you've already got actors in.
You've already done it. Like it's like God of War as an example, the most recent one. That is like a single take, like a beautifully camera worked story that is all like motion captured live actors and voice actors. Like that is essentially a movie that you just hold a controller during.
But then if you just do a movie, you're just going to redo all the cutscenes in the game.
But it'll look worse.
Yeah, we recast it. It looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah. They're different voices than what you're used to, but it's the same story. Your brain will love that, won't it?
So somewhere in between God of War and The Last of Us and Minecraft, sweet middle ground, Assassin's Creed. Gleeson, Fassbender, print the money, Shaun.
Oh, Assassin's Creed. That had no business being as bad as it was and as boring as it was.
Shaun, moving on to our next piece of news, and this is just a small piece of news that I'm sure you've heard about. It's been a while since we did actual movie news.
It's usually hot takes and bullshit, isn't it?
Hot takes and bullshit and rumours and reports. But what I have is we're going to talk about, Shaun, Netflix.
This.
Because Netflix is having a tough week.
It's been a bad week for Netflix, hasn't it?
And I feel like it's been a while since we went back to like a story like this, but I thought this was so out there that I feel like if we didn't bring it up, it'd be weird. Because Netflix produces a lot of movies these days. An awful lot of movies.
Movies, TV shows, everything.
The whole shebang. But I have Netflix loses $54 billion in market value in one day.
Oh, it's too much. It's too much to lose.
You can't read that headline and be like, no, we can't talk about that. I'm like, that is so much.
That's ludicrous. Like,
no, it's not that man. He's not involved.
Sorry.
Netflix saw a loss of more than $54 billion in market value as its stock price plummeted over 35% on Wednesday last week.
This kind of, because Netflix technically makes no money, but it just has value, and that's how it keeps going. The thing about it is, and this is with everything in the stock market, I feel like there was a couple of stories, like kind of towards the end of last week, that said, "Oh, Netflix lost a bunch of subscribers recently," right?
200,000.
200,000 subscriber loss. Not insignificant at all. But I feel like that news might have come out on like a Friday and then the market's closed and then it was just fucking brewing for Saturday and Sunday. And so the market's open then and everyone with stock in Netflix was just like, sell, get rid of it. I don't want this.
And look, I feel like why we need to talk about this is because as much like Netflix does a lot of shit stuff as well, but it does fund some really interesting films that can be quite good. I mean, like they had Ryan Reynolds was in that movie. What was it, The Adam Project?
Yeah.
That was really great. I thought that was real fun.
Like films that might not get made otherwise get made by Netflix.
It was a viable market that you would go to a studio, Warner Brothers, Disney, Paramount. They all say no. Netflix will make your movie. If like Netflix is a viable option, you go, okay, well Netflix are making it, and they're going to put a lot of money into it.
Yeah, and then you get like surprise like hits and things like that out of it, and completely skyrocket people to success.
But like Ryan Reynolds has like the top 2 movies of all time, I think, and he says the Red Notice as well. He did with
Red
The Rock
Notice.
and Gal Gadot, and then he also did the Adam Project. Like, and there's no way that he's just doing those movies out of the good of his heart. They're paying him. They're paying him big.
Absolutely, they are. But like, I think off the back of this, like they've cancelled a load of series and a load of films that were in production. I think.
Which I think is quite sad because it closes off. We're seeing a lot of weirdly Netflix was like this weird, like slightly, I don't know, like it was a different studio from, because all the studios Disney and Warner Bros are just buying every studio.
Yeah,
so you need as many options as possible, otherwise the monopoly is just those two just fighting back and forth, and then Sony and Paramount are just kind of in the background.
Yeah, and another thing that they're apparently slashing is like animation. Like
Phil Lord and Chris Miller came out big on that during the Oscars season as well. Like, why is animation always shot on?
When it's like, by all accounts, it takes more individual man hours a lot of the time to get a similarly long film, you know?
I have a sad bit of news about Spider-Verse, bringing up Lord Miller. It got delayed until 2024.
I did see that.
Yeah.
A delayed movie is bad for a short time, but a bad movie is bad forever. So
that's a very insightful and inspiring quote, good sir.
Thank you. I read it somewhere. No, it's absolutely not my own thoughts. No.
Read it on the back of a penguin bar.
But no, there were some shows and stuff that we had watched here in the house, and they're just cancelled now because of this, which sucks. And it sucks for us as viewers, but it also sucks for, like, those shows employed a lot of people. Like,
so my question to you is, how do they bring it back slightly? How do we get? Do Netflix keep doing what they're doing with the movies? They're also doing the thing of they're cutting off all the password sharing and stuff. I don't know if that's the issue more so than just maybe produce better shows.
I think that was announced and people were just like, fuck you so, and then they went off to
which makes sense, because I think a lot of people are, and also there's 900 streaming options now. I think we're all going to end up with like a worse TV options, whereas every station now has their own streaming service. So instead of buying cable for 100 channels, you now have 10 streaming services that are $10.99 each.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not this beautiful future that we were all promised.
We were lied to.
It is tough, and especially because like say Disney Plus as a competitor, like it is owned by Disney, and they have complete control over their own content and what's put up there. But like, and people say like, but they have a load of shows. They have a load of older shows that they just own now because of licenses. Like all the Stars stuff, they have like Lost and Scrubs and all that kind of thing. Like it's going to be tough to find like the next Squid Game or something like that, which was a massive success, but absolutely is not in Disney's pocket already, you know?
Yeah, no, you're right too. I just thought we should bring that up because I mean that's a pretty major thing that's happening. Like that's
actual real news.
Like that's it's very unlike us, but it's very similar to like say when Warner Bros completely fucked it with the direct to streaming.
Yes.
Putting out in cinemas, and they just pissed off Christopher Nolan and everyone. Like that's something like this affects all the movies we're going to be seeing for the next 12 to 18 months, or for the next 5 to 10 years even. So yeah. I mean, not great. Let's not make it a monopoly of 2 studios. Let's keep making movies, guys, in other places.
And maybe, I don't know, bring HBO Max to Ireland. I wouldn't mind that. There's some stuff on there I want to watch.
It's sick that it's not there, Shaun.
It's disgusting, man. It's disgusting. All the DC stuff that Connor can't wait to watch.
The Batman is sitting there. It's sitting there and I can't see it, Shaun.
He has to fly to America anytime he wants to watch Titan Season 2.
But only season 2.
Only season 2.
England play Batman. That's all I want. We're moving on to our next piece of news, Shaun. And this actually involves the Man of Steel. And it involves DC's big juggernaut. So we talked last week, or was it the week before, that DC, it was a few weeks ago I think, and DC were going back on DCEU. They're going to redo it. They're going to absolutely nail it this time. They're going to all work together in the one direction for the 7th time probably the last 5 years.
Yeah.
But this time they mean it, so we have to believe them. because they told us this time, like, oh no, seriously, this time, guys.
Guys,
honestly,
once Flashpoint is done, we are locked into a new universe. You're not even going to believe it.
But the rumour I have, Shaun, is that J.J. Abrams is said to be working on an upcoming Superman film that we apparently was going to be having not Henry Cavill, but you're going to have a black Superman playing instead, which was very cool. We were like, Michael B. Jordan is surely the biggest shoe-in for that role of all time.
There's never been an easier get in Hollywood, presumably.
I mean, of anything, just cast him and just be done with it, print money. But what we've learned now is there's a rumour going around that the Superman script that J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot Company are writing is actually going to leave the door open for a Henry Cavill return if he's interested.
Right.
So they're writing the script, but they don't have a priority on who's playing Superman. It could be Cavill, or it could not be Cavill.
I mean, okay, so they will cast whoever they think is right for the role.
Yeah.
But I guess because it's Superman, like the traits and the way the character acts will be consistent regardless of the actor. But, like, if you do get a black Superman, surely you would want to tell a story from that perspective rather than...
it's a very interesting story you could do, Shaun.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. But what I feel like this is this all ties back into what we learned last week or a week before, in that they're like, right, we're doing it right this time. But at the same time, if Henry wants to come back,
we did put in all that work beforehand.
We will change our whole strategy again if Henry wants to come back. Just, you know.
Do you know what I want more than anything? Is I want Disney to pay Henry Cavill a shit ton of money and cast him as the Sentry in the MCU, who is basically Superman.
And just not ask any more questions.
Just never address it.
No.
It's just done.
I think this is... It's just very them to be like, 1 week, no, we're all on the same plane, we're all on the same idea, we're all going in the one direction. You can't shake us. There's nothing that could be possibly said or done that could shake our belief this is the right way to go. But also, we're doing a black Superman. But also, if Henry wants to come back, like, I don't know if he's in or out. Like, we'll change everything.
Does this go back to what we were talking about, I think, last week, where they were considering putting all the DCU stuff in like one like headquarters and they're all in the same office? Because it seems like just no one is talking to each other at Warner Brothers about what the actual plan is. Well,
I think they've told JJ and his company, like Bad Robot, they've told that whole production company, write the script but make it vague, which actually makes the script worse, because if you're doing a Superman version, you can tell a very different story, like, depending on who you cast. So, and a very interesting story that something that people have never seen before.
Yeah, exactly. But like, if it's just a Superman story, you can drop anyone into the role and it doesn't matter. It won't improve it necessarily.
Do you think DC are right here? Let's make it as vague as possible. Plug and place whoever's free at the time.
Yeah, just make it just a bland script for one of the most popular characters of all time who's been in bland movies so far.
And also, if you bring him back, then is it technically part of the Affleck? I mean...
I love Henry Cavill. I love him as Superman.
Yeah.
I think you need to just let it go. All right.
I mean, the man was built to be Superman, but sometimes you just have to look at it and go, you fucked it. It's done.
Fucked it. It's gone beyond repair now.
Yeah. Like you look at Henry Cavill, like, that man should play Superman. But then I think there's too much baggage now. You're like, okay, he can't though, because unless you do some serious work in the Flash and Flashpoint the shit out of this, then you're kind of at a loss.
How would you feel if he survived after Flashpoint? He just pops back up and it's like the perfect Justice League lineup, but everything that happened has happened. And you have to come to terms with that, and it'll never be addressed again. I
like Pattinson. Pattinson and Henry Cavill could actually be kind of perfectly
I think they would
opposite,
be, yeah.
Because Henry Cavill's gigantic, and Pattinson is tall, but he's not as broad. So he's like a lean Batman with like this gigantic Superman who just towers over him.
Yeah, but like he would still hold the same presence. and like in that meeting.
Yeah.
That would work really well. And then get Grant Gustin in as the Flash. Just fucking bring him in. Just do it.
He doesn't know anything about the character. Sure, how could he play?
How could he accurately portray a character such as the Flash, but maybe give him more of a CGI budget this time? Maybe
that goes back to the very, very start of DC when they were just like, we need a Flash. If only we had a Green Arrow as well.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone.
Why did they not just bring all of those lads over? Like
it was just all sitting there. That's an inbuilt audience, inbuilt universe already built in.
Built-in audience. I love it. Look, I would like Henry Cavill to do well in life, and I think this DC are going to fuck him over again. Is what I think is going to happen.
I think it's like it's a girlfriend that he's just had a terrible breakup like 3 times, just like Henry. Just don't go back. You're free.
We're like out with Henry at the bar and we're like, no, don't text her. Sure, The Witcher's right. You love The Witcher.
Do The Witcher 3, The Witcher 4, do a Warhammer series, do anything except go back
Warhammer series, Henry. Please. Do Man from U.N.C.L.E. again. You love that.
That was pretty good. You look good in a suit. Well done, Henry.
Back to Mission Impossible with you.
But then also, Michael B. Jordan and Pattinson. That'd be a cool fucking
That'd be a good pairing as well.
I think, actually, is Michael B. Jordan Barry Keoghan before? But see, Michael B. Jordan is much...
He's too unattainable for us, I think.
Yeah, Barry's one of us.
I feel like we could somehow get Barry on the podcast, is the thing.
We start a petition. We wouldn't know what to say to him. So
what's Kevin Feige like? Is he nice?
Do you like superheroes? Do you
want to do a Hero or Zero? No, I've done Druid already. You can't do that.
We're finishing off Movie Mondays this week, Shaun, with, I would say, some maybe not worrying news, but news about Doctor Strange 2 that I felt was important to bring up.
All right, can I just say as well on Doctor Strange 2, stop releasing little TV spots, Marvel.
I don't want to see any more. I avoid them all at all costs.
I was scrolling past and it auto-played and something got spoiled for me.
It's the worst. It's the worst case scenario. Because Doctor Strange 2 is currently doing reshoots. And Sam Raimi is obviously doing Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and that's absolutely fine. There's always reshoots on every single movie.
Everything I can only assume always happens.
Top Gun could not possibly have done any reshoots, because I mean, what could you reshoot from the 800 hours?
What if it comes out and it's like there's an extra 200 hours of reshot footage?
If you want it, it's there.
We'll release the cruise cut.
But in less than a month, obviously, the movie is coming out. But what we've learned is that the reshoots for Doctor Strange 2 were slightly different in that cut scenes and reshoots in this instance were Marvel mandated.
Right.
Which isn't really that big of a news, but what kind of struck out to me was it gives off the impression that maybe Raimi wasn't as interested in doing them. But somebody at Marvel said, no, you have to go back and shoot these for something else.
Maybe. Or maybe it was like, maybe he went too far. Like, maybe he went too horrific in some scenes.
Maybe. But
and they're like, CGI can't fix this, dude. You gotta dial it back. But like, could it just be, oh, you need to include this reference to Moon Knight or something?
I saw Bruce Campbell, who is the one that this comes from. Bruce Campbell, who appears in all of Sam Raimi's movies.
Yeah.
He's in all the Spider-Man. He's the guy who's the ring announcer. Then he's in the theatre. Then he works
he's
the
maitre d' at the restaurant. Yeah. He was in Evil Dead as well. Like that. He's in heaps of stuff.
But he said, so my buddy Sam has had to add scenes that Marvel told him he had to shoot, and he's removed scenes that no longer apply. Which if anyone remembers, Doctor Strange 2 was meant to come out before Spider-Man.
Yes.
And then it got moved to after Spider-Man. So...
Right. Because I think it was to be WandaVision, then Doctor Strange, then Spider-Man. Wasn't that it?
Because America Chavez was in Spider-Man originally. The character was in Spider-Man No Way Home. And what happened was she got cut because I think she's in this movie. So it made no sense if she wasn't in. If Spider-Man came out first, we're already meant to know who she is in that film. because Doctor Strange is already meant to have come out, but then they swapped them, so they're like, sorry, we're going to have to cut you from the movie because otherwise it makes no sense.
Yeah, so, like, it might just be that, like, timeline stuff that they're trying to iron out because they had to move so many things around from COVID. I do think some of the cutscenes might be, listen, if you do this, we're getting an 18s rating, and we can't have an 18s rating on a Marvel movie.
I just think it's interesting that they've... What they're constantly doing is they're just altering. So, like, Doctor Strange is made. They're like, wait, no, because now with this change, this means this. People don't know this. People do know this. You got to take that out and reshoot a different scene that they say this in. Yeah.
I mean, that is interesting. I'd love to see how Sam Raimi reacts to a studio interfering in one of his films.
This is what made me think of that, was Spider-Man 3, when they were like, oh, you have to do Venom. And he's like, no, fuck it. I don't like Venom.
So he didn't, it wasn't the best implementation of Venom that it could have been. It's like, if they're doing the reshoots and stuff this close to release, I would say, like, it can't be that major what they're changing.
I would hope so. I would absolutely hope so. But look, it's an interesting point. And then lastly, the other piece of news I have about Doctor Strange 2 is that Scarlet Witch, who we know is in the movie, has reportedly almost as much screen time as Doctor Strange in Doctor Strange 2.
I mean, that's good. Like, that is a good thing, I think, because I think both of those characters need someone to play off of. And of everyone in the Marvel Universe at the minute, like, they're probably the most powerful two that can go toe-to-toe with each other.
Because I think at the start they listed Elizabeth Olsen as, like, part of the ensemble, like the rest of the crew. And as it's gotten closer and closer, now this report is like, no, they're like villain and hero. Like, or they're anti-hero and hero. So it's her just being like, I want my kids back. Like, I want that whole life back. And why should you get to alter reality and I'm not allowed? So why is that fair? Like, and
like, you've got so many people returning for this. The rumours have, like, kicked up as well about who else is coming back. Because I think James McAvoy shaved his head recently. So people are like, oh, he's definitely Professor X.
But we know Stewart is in it.
There's no reason it can't be both.
It can't be, I suppose. I mean, Krasinski, I feel like, is definitely in.
I think it's your man from first Fantastic Four.
What's the guy's name? The Welsh name, doesn't he have? I can't remember his name.
I don't know what his name is, but him.
But, I mean, also the rumours of the Iron Man, there's going to be a different Iron Man in this.
Tom Cruise, superior Iron Man type thing.
I mean, they're all completely up in the air. What I like is that nothing's confirmed, nothing has been shown, which I very much or hinted at. Like, the only one we know hinted is Stewart. Everything else is completely in the dark.
Everything else is quite up in the air, and anything is kind of possible. All of those trailers could be a lie. Marvel are not opposed to doing that.
He could be walking into a completely different room. He's just looking at a green screen. They could just throw anything.
Exactly. So I think, like, it's I'm not going to watch any of the trailers or TV spots or anything like that. I want to go in as blind as possible, because pretty much everything was confirmed in Spider-Man No Way Home. And I was like, I would have liked to be properly surprised.
So Sam Raimi has actually come out recently, was talking about the history of the two characters, like Strange and Wanda. And it's just like, I grew up basically wondering who is stronger, that character or that character, talking about Marvel. And so he's like, I think with Wanda's magic, like, she's more powerful than almost any other character. But Doctor Strange has the knowledge of the mystic arts, and he's almost too powerful for every other character. So what happens when they come up against each other? Who's going to win?
That is true. I think Agatha does say she's more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme, but Wanda is, like, untrained in all of this power. Whereas Strange has, like, the focus and he has it mastered. So, yeah, it's going to be a good fucking fight.
There's also apparently 2 Scarlet Witch projects rumoured at the minute.
WandaVision Season 2, I'd imagine, and God,
I think one is a solo Scarlet Witch project.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Not opposed to that at all.
It might also just be like an Avengers storyline, or maybe a Young Avengers, something along those lines.
Maybe a X-Men storyline, Connor?
Maybe something House of M. Did someone say?
House of
House of that sounds like a good idea. So I think that's it for this week's Movie Monday, Shaun.
What a week. Would you like me to take us out, Connor?
Yeah, please.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of Movie Mondays. We will be back on Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, Friday with Hero or Zero, and next Monday with another episode of Movie Mondays. Big thanks to all of our patrons over on Patreon. It's patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast if you are interested in supporting the show in that way. And shout outs, of course, go to Waffles the Waffly Waffles, Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe Burney, Róisín the Wife Palmer, Ryan Right Time Evanson, Shaun Groyer Mo for a Bro Jamieson, Dominic, Jessiah Florida Gal Green, Anna Hjelmroos, Little Dicky. Have you been hurt from a bad movie? Contact me and Lawler, attorneys of better movie ideas, McGrew. Danny McLaughlin, Ray, I Can't Believe Wanda Did This, Sammy DeLucia, Michelle Browne and Michaela Doty. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Everyone who supports us over there is a legend. They also get access to us talking about movie reviews. We do reviews of some of the Disney Plus shows. We're talking about Moon Knight at the minute, so I think we're up to episodes 3 and 4 on that one. And yeah, there are other ways, like that's a paid way to support the show. There are other ways that are free. You can go to Twitter, it's at Heroes for Hire Pod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Diddleman's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I've been Connor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Neal.
I shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.